So this is my traditional loadout for a trip that would be down to anywhere to 0 degrees, maybe a fraction below zero. But this would be the stuff that I would normally carry. Walking through it, got rain gear, got my pack cover here, hiking poles, which are dual use. They are obviously hiking poles during the day, but at night I use those a lot on my tarp setup with my hammock to set it up porch style. Here are the cold weather layers. This is the hiking shirt that would be on me during the day. I always hike in this shirt. Superman tights for sleeping. I'll go through all these. Those look silly, but they're unbelievably warm. Same thing with this top. It's an REI top. I think I got that at Eastern Mountain Sports, but I don't know what the company is. We'll look at it in a second. Black Rock down hood, Black Rock down beanie, and then North Face fleece beanie, which I'll hike in that during the day and sweat in that. And then these are the layers for sleeping in. This is usually sitting around the fire, and this is once I actually go to bed. If it's somewhere below 20 degrees, 20 and above, I would never wear that. I just wear this. Marmot mittens. Walk through all these in more detail in a little bit, but these things are unbelievable for snowy weather. Usually don't carry them if there's no snow on the ground, or if it's going to be somewhere north of 15 degrees. Don't need them. I've also got these Marmot fingerless gloves, which have the mitten cover on them. Those will go with me anytime it's below 50 degrees, actually. Down booties, great for sitting around the campfire, and I've actually started using those as my second sock going to bed. A lot of times my feet just get cold by 5 in the morning, and that's kind of cured that problem. Moving on into the kitchen. 2 pack towels. I absolutely love these things. I use them all the time for a multitude of different reasons, which I'll go into. So I have a small one that rides on my shoulder all day and in my pocket at camp, and then a larger one for cleaning up dishes. 2 Nalgene, or 1 Camelback, 1 Nalgene bottle. This one is for liquor. This one is for water. Dueling purposes, but equally as important at camp. I used to take a flask and then realized how much weight I could save by actually using an Nalgene bottle. Plus, you can carry more liquor if you want to. This is the Camelback All Clear, a water purification system, which I'll walk through. I absolutely love this. It's a very elegant design, great system. It is combined with this pre-filter and the Camelback purification. Jetboil fork and spoon, which are great because they're extremely long and built for MREs, which is almost predominantly what I eat these days when I go camping, especially for quick trips. I'll just do MREs, and these get in there really well, and they actually clean up really well, and they're collapsible, so they pack really well. Titanium mug, and then Jetboil is my stove of choice. This is a collapsible spare water bottle, which I absolutely love. It's called a Vapor. It's ingenious design. Both these two things, I mean, these are, I'll go through this, but these are game-changing designs for me. This is my pack. It's the ULA OHM, O-H-M. You can have it designed with different materials. You can customize it. This one's pretty customized to reduce weight. This pack is just amazing. Any of the hammock forum or Gorge Rats, or if you follow any of the hammock stuff, you'll see these around a lot, and especially among the ultralight campers out west, ULA is a big name in that. And it's a relatively inexpensive pack for what you get, in my opinion. Bear bag. This is a UR-Sac, Kevlar. I'll walk through this, but the design is great because you don't have to actually hang it. You can leave that tied to a stump. This is my overnight kit. It's got everything I need: contact lens solution, glasses, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, bathroom, all that stuff. Some luxury items, although dual use, again, dual and triple use. This is a piece of Reflectix that I bought, just an auto windshield cover, cut it and taped it, and that has a lot of different purposes around camp, which I'll go through. This is my new camp chair that I've enjoyed because it's so light. It's about 10 ounces. It's a little hobbit stool, but it works great even for tall people. For whatever reason, it just seems to work well on a lot of different type folks or height folks. This Thermarest sit pad can be used as a sit pad. I usually use it as padding for my pack, and then I'll use it under my butt in the hammock on really cold nights just as an extra layer of protection to keep me from getting up at 5 a.m. This is just a goof. This is a bocce ball kit, but when you have a Nalgene bottle full of bourbon, bocce ball is an excellent addition to your camping setup. These are one of the two chest rigs that I would wear. I always wear a chest rig because it diversifies the weight. You don't have to keep it in your pack. It gives you more space, and it makes things really accessible. So this is my search and rescue chest rig, which you can put all kinds of stuff in there: compass, food, GPS, etc. And this is when I go for photography. This is a chest rig that holds my DSLR camera, and I love it because you can barely feel it. Plus, you can strap other stuff to the straps. So that's worked out really well for me. Gaiters, I always wear gaiters. Winter, summer, fall, spring, every season, those things are on. They just have so many great purposes. They waterproof your, water resistant your shoes up your leg, and give you a little bit of warmth when you need it, and bug protection, etc., etc. So I highly recommend a pair of gaiters. Let's go to the emergency kit. My saw, it's a Baco Laplander saw. My favorite saw that I've ever tried, and I've gone through a lot through my wilderness survival classes that I teach for SAR, as well as just my own personal use and going through. Just phenomenal. That's my knife. The most important piece of kit right there, in my opinion, because if something does go wrong, this thing, I'm confident, is all I need at the end of the day. Maps, topographic maps. You all know how to read topographic maps and navigate based on the maps, right? Right. GPS is purely backup, or in areas where it's kind of complicated. I can pre-wire all my routes and get it all in there. It's nice and clean, and it just saves me time of not having to worry about looking at the maps as a primary. I would never ever go into the woods without map. And if I know the area pretty well, for instance, if I know that there's a catching feature that if I just head due east, no matter where I am in the destination that I'm going to hit a road. I don't always bring my compass if I'm bringing the GPS, especially since I've got redundancy in my satellite texter, which I'll get to. But most of the time, this goes and this doesn't. But areas like the Linville Gorge, it's nice to have the GPS just because it does get confusing sometimes, and it just saves time. It's more efficient. The compass has a UTM grid reader on it, which is set for the 7.5-minute maps that I print out. I use a online service called My Topo Map Pass. It's a great service. Pay like $20 a year, and you get all this, all the downloads of maps that you can ever want. This is my satellite texter. It's the InReach by DeLorme. It's fantastic. I love it. I got it as kind of a necessity that my wife allowed me to keep going when we had kids, so that she could stay in touch with me no matter where. But it's become a part that I think everybody should have in their kit, just because it's got an SOS button that goes to 24/7 search and rescue. It's just a very useful piece of equipment, whether you're going alone or in a group. And it's really, this to me means there's really no excuse for you getting lost or having a medical emergency and not being able to deal with the situation in the backwoods. This is my fire piston. Go through that and why I think that's a huge upgrade. My headlamp, emergency fire kit, or actually this is the emergency fire kit. Some Vaseline, cotton balls, some jute, and a store-bought wet fire. These are all just last-ditch efforts if fire's really hard going, if the wood's really wet, whatever. No birch bark around. And I always carry a lighter as a backup to my fire piston. Just sometimes it makes it easier. That's a tarp repair tape, whistle, emergency whistle, and thermometer. And then this is my tripod for my camera. And then moving to the bedroom, pillow, down pillow, very collapsible, very small. My hammock, that is, for those that are not into hammock camping yet, that's a game changer. Tarp, which is a Cuban fiber tarp made by Hammock Gear. Oh, and this is a Warbonnet Blackbird XLC hammock. Cuban fiber tarp, that's a 13-foot tarp. There's 120 feet of guy outline on that tarp, and it weighs in at a whopping 10 ounces. It's really amazing. Just an amazing piece of kit. This is my clothes bag, also Cuban fiber, super light, waterproof. These are my cold weather layers. This is a down t-shirt made by Montbell, which I really like. Shug's videos, a lot of this stuff you'll see in Shug's videos. He's put me onto a lot of really great gear like the Ursac. And this is another one. This is a really versatile piece of kit, and it's only 10 ounces, so I use that for a lot of different things. This is my Swazi fleece shirts, 300 gram. I think it's 300 gram, might be 200 gram. It's thick. It's real thick. It's real warm. Swazi is a New Zealand company. It's very little known in the United States. But it's an amazing outdoor company and has replaced any wool pieces of kit that I've had. The only thing I don't like about it is it's so comfortable I want to wear it all the time, but the Swazi name looks so close to Nazi that I've gotten strange looks in stores. That's unfortunate. Here are the down layers. This is my 0 degree full length Hammock Gear underquilt. This is my 0 degree full length top quilt made by Hammock Gear. It's actually overstuffed a few ounces, so it could probably go down to about -10 easily. I've had it down to with a wind chill of -15, and with a layer on underneath was great. I sleep rather cold, so I usually have a layer on anyway. But and then the corresponding stuff sacks. So all of this, which I'll go through in detail, pack into here and weigh in at right around 12 pounds when you take out food, fuel, and water. Everything, including the pack, 12 pounds. So that's a lot of stuff fitting in there for that weight. So I'll go through it in more detail.